Hey everybody, welcome to PocketChain. My name is Jefferson. Today we're doing a special edition picker pass. We're going to pick items and decide whether we would pick them up or not. Joel, how you doing this evening? Thanks for joining.
Huh. I'm good. How are you? How is everybody?
Okay, picker pass. Joel, what's your first item for the pick and pass?
Let's talk about these little devices here. This here, I don't know if you know it, is a neck fan. It's a portable air conditioning unit, but it's really just a fan. This is not the actual air conditioning unit. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Is this a pick or a pass? What do you think, Vince?
Neck fan. I don't know. I really don't know. Pass on.
That's exactly correct. I probably am going to end up just using this item personally. I've still got it in a box kind of because I was thinking about selling it. But here's the thing. These things, even brand new, usually go between $5 and $10.
Wow, that's super cheap.
Yeah. So you buy them at the store, they're like 20, anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks. But on eBay,
There's 1,100 sold, which have went up since the last time you looked. It was
so
warmer out.
that's the last time I looked, it's getting warmer outside. But how many are
There's
actually listed?
7,400 listed.
Okay. So that's going up too, because last time I looked, it was about 4,000 on there, and it was selling about 500. So it's still about the approximate same ratio.
Yeah.
So they're just not an item that I would pass on every time. It seems like a neat item, especially if you see it out at a yard sale or in a thrift store in the box, the actual box. Seems like a neat item to pick up and sell, but honestly, unless you get it for less than $1, it's probably a waste of your time, effort. Now the only neat thing is throw it in a decent poly-sized bag like just this and you can ship it easy. But I would pass on it just because I'm like, nope, there's not enough meat on the bone. Even getting it for free, sometimes you just need a fifth item for your day. That's really not an item you want to have in your inventory. It's
Now,
not a moneymaker.
14% sell-through rate. It's not worth your time. If you get it for free, list it. You probably sell it for $10, but 14% sell-through rate, 7,000, 1,000 sold. So there's 2 years worth of neck fans on eBay right now. So you'll sell it
Yeah,
eventually. Maybe, maybe not.
I would pass on that, ladies and gentlemen. I
I
have
agree.
it. I'm
It is
probably going to list it,
pass.
but
I think if you list it for $10, it'll probably sell because it looked like most of them are selling 13.98. But get it listed now because summer's hit us. It's warm. It's hot.
you and I talked too about a lot of times right now we're doing this before Father's Day. If you've got anything in your inventory that's related to fathers or could be a Father's Day gift, get it
I
listed.
agree. I agree.
Pay attention to your holidays.
Yes, sir. All right. I'm going to start on the top shelf there. Diecast metal cars, collector cars, like this one here. It is from Federal Auto Parts, Toys for Tot cars, special edition. And so you look, see up there, I got the best one I have is the Speed Racer. That one's worth like $100. Box is a little messed up, so probably will sell for 60. At least I will mark it down. I don't know. Should you mark things down or should you put them for what the price is going and then let somebody offer you less?
I mark down because I put on the ad priced accordingly. I try to put, like on the watch that I just sold, the watch that I mentioned last time on our podcast, it's already sold. It's on its way to California. It's halfway there. So yay. It was a money loser for me, but that's because I sourced it too high. So that's part of the reason we're doing this pick or pass, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to give you some idea on what to actually source the items cost wise as well. Now this may be outdated in a few years. We'll try to keep it up to date. We'll try to keep up to date on this. But here's the thing. I put on there cracked bezel in the corner, see picks. I put scratches priced accordingly. And it was. I dropped the price from what a stellar grade 4 would be. So I don't know. I think I look at it and I say take pictures of it, put it on there, and price it accordingly. So take a little bit off. People like to feel like they're getting a deal rather than, to me, I look at it and go, if you're telling me up front what's wrong with it and you're being honest, I'm more apt to purchase from you than if I'm looking at your pictures going, wait a minute, you got this priced at what one in immaculate condition would cost, and yet I can clearly see there's damage. Are you trying to get away with something? That's my mentality. But some people will, they'll be like, oh, I see a ding, I'm going to haggle. So, like, my parents are always that way. They go in the hardware store to look for a refrigerator, and they'd see one with a ding on it, and be like, this one's got a ding, do I get a discount?
I bought them in a yard sale. I paid $5 a piece for them. I looked a few of them up. Worth from $40 to $100. Some are worth like 60, like the Richard Petty one up there, 43 was like comping around 60 sold. I just looked them up real quick. Figured they had 30 of them. There's some duplicates, mostly some different ones that are the same. But for the price, you can't go wrong, I thought. I'm going to list them this week and see. There's 7,000 diecast cars and 1/18 of the normal size. That's what these will be. Issue
Okay,
is,
there's how many sell?
yes, there's 21,000 sold, so it's a 16% sell-through rate.
I would say pick.
I think they're a pick. I think you need to be cognizant of it.
Are they worth anything out of the box?
Yeah, a lot of them that are on there are out of the box. A lot of the ones in the box seem to be $30 to $50. The ones out of the box seem to be less. Comp them as you go, but definitely they seem to sell. Stay away from NASCAR. A lot of the ones that are listed are NASCAR. Those seem to sell like $15. And it seems to be of the 120,000 of them, a lot of them are that. The ones you go into the sold are less about auto racing, more about collectible cars. There's ones that sell for $400 and $500. So definitely, if you run across them, look it up. I think they're a pick for sure. I think you need to be selective and watch out for anything that is auto racing NASCAR, because those seem to be overproduced. The other ones, the collectible ones like these that are done for a reason, like the 50th anniversary of Wix filters or things like that, those seem to have monetary value. The ones that are just done to celebrate Jeff Gordon, walk away.
Cool. I thought they were a pick, yeah.
All right, cool.
And I probably would pick the NASCAR ones too, as long as I'm getting them for a decent price, because I'm gonna do a search on them, see what they're selling for. And from what I'm saying, that I probably would have bought them, but with what you're saying now, I would pass on the NASCAR ones, and the reality I would, because out of that 127,000, it sounds to me like probably 80% of them are the NASCAR produced ones.
It seems like that. There's a lot of them. I didn't go through 120,000. I just went through a few pages. But if you go through the
Right, but
solds for the same thing, and I'm sure there's better ways to look them up. I just did the 1/18 scale because that's the size. The ones that are like produced like Audis or Porsches that are just the car to replicate the car or Mercedes, those seem to bring high dollar. The ones that are commemorative for whatever reason, they seem to do pretty good too. I say it's a pick.
I would definitely say it's a pick, and I think, like you're saying, you still need to be careful, because I can tell you Hobby Lobby does a lot of reproductions of them. Like, you can go buy in the model section one already put together. It looks just like a 1/18 scale
Yeah.
die-cast model. It's one that, and it comes in a little boxing case. It might be a 56 Ford Thunderbird. Those, I would say, probably are not worth hardly anything at all. But you're wanting those nostalgic ones. I did see one just while I was quick glancing. Kit, Knight Rider
Yeah.
kit, and it was out of the box, and it was $43. So,
Yeah.
and that's what they're asking for. That might not be what it would sell.
There you go.
We're going to go in particular purses, and I'm going to hold this one up. Okay, so this is a Michael Kors,
Hmm.
which is a pretty good brand. So, what do you think, Ben's? Pick or pass? Look
Right
it up.
price, I would pick Michael Kors, as long as it's not fake, which I don't think it is. But I don't know anything about them.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, folks. Okay, so this has happened to me twice. I no longer buy them like this. I bought this from shopgoodwill.com. Michael Kors, while he's looking up the stats, if he's looking it up, we're going to tell you a little bit about these, about buying them. It's critical that you buy them being able to touch them, because places like Shop Goodwill, they have snookered me twice, because they will do pictures like this, and it looks great, right?
Right.
And they'll even do a picture like this, It looks great on the inside, but then when you get it and you start looking at it, they don't take pictures of where it's soiled. It's still sellable if you got it for a good rate. But here's what really kills the resale value of all your purses, including Michael Kors. If you see that right there,
Yes.
you see that busted, and you see this right here, this is unsellable. Really nice purse, it will not sell. No lady wants to buy a busted up purse. And if you're a guy watching this, do not buy your lady a busted up purse. Just giving you a warning there. So this, honestly, I got this for $9.97. So I got a good deal on it, but it's unsellable. There's nobody that's going to buy it. I thought I was getting a great deal. I was like, I don't know. But when I got it, went to pick it up, they had taken pictures with the handle shoved inside of the thing, like this. And as you can see, the outside looks good. If I sell this, as soon as somebody takes it out of the poly bag, they are going to be upset.
Yeah.
And you're going to get negative feedback. So this
And
is
you
better
put on
off
there and
going.
take pictures of the flaws, and maybe somebody will buy it for $7 like you.
Maybe. I have looked at the possibility of getting, trying to find new handles. The problem is these Michael Kors bags, they are really bad to bust right here around this right here on the handles, and the handles are real bad to fray. And you can't really buy replacements because unless they come off the same line, they don't match. So I should have passed on this, ladies and gentlemen. Now Ben's going to give us statistics on buying Michael Kors bags. What have we got on eBay?
On eBay, 20% sell-through rate.
Yeah,
I just
bunch of them
searched
out there.
Michael Kors bags damaged handle. 4,800 of them. A lot of them have that same damage you're showing.
I can maybe still try to list it. I'm trying to keep our listeners from falling in the same pitfall I did, where you got money tied up in something that honestly I don't know if I might be able to break even on it. I figure I could get $9-10 out of it tops.
Maybe they have good handles in a messed up bag. No, I don't think you're wrong. I think if it's missing something, you should walk away. I don't believe that we should buying projects. You should buy stuff for sale, right? Buy a project, who knows if you're going to get to it.
And the thing about it is even if I could find a set of handles that would look good on it, I've still got stains inside that I'm going to have to mark it down for. And if I get a good set of handles, knowing that Michael Kors now has a problem with, and I'm going to do several other purse lines as well, but Michael Kors is one that seems to really have a problem with those handles and the handles cracking on it. So if I buy a set that actually would match, am I actually going to get my money back out of it the way that I need to, or is it a poor investment just to be able to sell it?
There's a gray one that looks a lot like yours. Michael Kors woman's gray handbag with strap damage, $29.95 best offer. Now I don't know that, so I didn't do the advanced search for sold. Yeah, Michael Kors out for parts. How do you sell a purse for parts, man? $12, $12.
It
This
might be worth
one,
looking into.
yeah, $13. Sold for 25, 17. Now these are all different ones. They might be $400 purses. I don't know. And yours might be a $12 purse. Who knows? But looks like they're selling them with damage. I would try it since you bought it, but I would not buy it. And I stay away from handbags anyways, because I don't know anything about handbags. So I try not to get into things I don't know anything about.
The thing you got to be careful about with handbags and purses and stuff like that is fakes. And I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reminding you, if you're listening to this, there's been a lot of stuff going on over the last 6 months with fakes on eBay. It has a restitution channel now that you can actually, if you think your stuff's a fake or it turns out it is fake and it was sold to you as a genuine artifact or genuine, I don't know if artifact's the right word, genuine item, you can file, because they're very serious about that, because eBay got in a huge class action lawsuit and a lot of sellers got involved in it. Even big sellers to small sellers got involved in it. It was a huge class action lawsuit We talk about the lady on YouTube that I watch, Desert Sellers. She was one of the first ones I knew of that got it. And handbags is one thing that is definitely faked. This one I would assume is probably very much genuine, because I would hope that the fake ones would have better handles on it.
It is what
Sometimes
it
some
is.
fake stuff's better. All right, what's your second item we got here? Let me take a guess and see if I would pick or pass it.
Indigenous
What is
art.
that?
This is like a
I would
mask.
pass.
All right.
I would
And then
pass.
if you look behind me, different statues, little heads.
Yeah, I'm
Indigenous
passing.
art.
I'm passing just because it looks like it would be a horrible thing to have to box up.
If you go on CJ Ben's Finds, I had sold a tall one and I made a box to ship it. It is interesting to ship. I have gotten into it, and when I had the flower shop many years ago, we did sell African art and she loved it. And we put it up there. So when I see him, it reminds me of my mother. So I buy it. We always had African art in the house, but I think it's called Indigenous art now, from what I see on what I'm looking. So if you look that up, it's a pick for me because it's usually pretty cheap. These statues, like these tall ones here, I paid $3 for this guy, and I'll sell him for 30, right? The smaller ones sell somewhere around $10 to $15. All this stuff I have behind me, and then I have 3 more boxes of it because I bought it, and one of the things I pulled out of the storage unit for next week was my Indigenous art boxes. You're passing. I picked. I think it's interesting. He's cool, and it's
Now
okay.
let's see the sell through. Let's see items on and sell through rate, because
All right,
you may
let me
have
look it
piqued
up.
my interest a little bit.
Okay, you're gonna have to talk.
Of course, I don't know. You talked me into buying those stuffed animals from Disney or whatever, the whole freaking box, and now I'm stuck with the whole box. Of course, that might not be your fault. It might be mine, because I packed it away and sat on it for a while. But I got a whole box of Spaceman. If anybody wants, I don't even know what his name is. Some kind of Disney character, Space Commander Man or something. If you want one, hit me up. If you want a whole box to sell, we can make a deal. Or they do have a good sell price when they sell, but I don't know. They don't seem to be. I'll bring one to pick or pass next time, and we'll see what the people think and what the numbers show then. But anyway, so let's talk about this here, because you may have convinced me on this, because I do see this stuff for sale all the time. It is usually cheap to buy.
Yeah, so I looked it up. Hand carved, folk art, indigenous art, ethnic art. So there are 400 results.
Okay, sell through or sold?
Okay.
How many sold in the last 90 days?
I know one. I sold one in the last
I know one sold. I sold
3.
three. Three
And
divided
the
by
top one, and the
400.
top one's mine.
Three
Wood sculpture.
divided
Let's
by
take the full part
400.
out of it. I might have made it too general. Let's do hand carved wood sculpture, or 1,500 hand carved wood sculptures, which, yeah, it's basically the same stuff.
That's
Uh,
even worse.
1,500 sold.
Oh,
Yeah,
and how many listed?
24,000.
Divided by 24,000. That's even worse. A
So,
6.25% sell through rate.
so a 6.25% sell-through rate is not the best, but you can buy something for $2 and sell it for 30. It's a long tail item for me. Looking at
Ladies
this,
and gentlemen, that's when, yeah, it is neat looking at the store, but that's when you get into, that is a personal preference for Ben's, which is fine. Everybody can have their little personal preference. But from a logical standpoint, it is a pass. Let's face it, below a 30% sell through rate in 90 days, you should pass on it. Period.
I agree. I agree.
Just
I have 6 boxes of this junk now, stuck with it. But we'll post it and we'll see
it'll
what
sell
happens.
eventually.
And when I sell it all, I'll be like, hey, you were wrong. A lot of this stuff is really high price. We'll see.
And that's too. I mean, it also depends on how you source that, but I'm still passing. I'm passing because It's a 6.25% sell through rate.
All right.
And I'm like, no. I want to get away from that. I want to get closer to hitting my goal rather than further away. All right,
I'll
my
go with
third
Jen.
item, Ben's is going to recognize this because I actually bought this from Ben's. I didn't tell him I was buying it. I bought it from his store. And then he was like, did you buy that? And I was like, yeah. But these. Now, the reason I bought this one is because I used to have this exact motorcycle. And I'm looking for the one that is my motorcycle now. But this one also is a rare one. It is Harley Davidson Street, which came in 500cc and 750cc. They don't make the bike anymore. They don't make this model anymore. I had it. It was a hated bike of Harley, and I don't know why, because it was a great little bike. And the 750 and the 750 Street Rod were actually pretty fast. But what do you say, Benz? You say pick or pass?
I say pick because they sell, even if they just sell to you, but they do sell. I had a couple other ones that I've sold that were Harley type. I have a few. I'm in. Out of the box, I'm out because I have one. Hold on.
And while he's getting that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to disagree with him. I'm going to say pass. And there's a couple reasons I'm going to say pass. One, they don't really hold their value. They're sold as a collector's item, but they're not really a collector's item. So I'm going to say pass on these. The only reason I bought this was because I had this exact bike. And people will do that. People will do that. They will buy it just because they had the bike and they loved the bike and it was a great little bike. But if you're wanting to sell these as far as selling items in your store and you have no sentimental attachment to them, I would say pass on them. Because if you come across them at a yard sale, if a person has this, they're going to want more than it's worth. That's what I have seen. That's why I've passed on them. You'll see them in thrift stores, and for some reason, just because it's Harley, they will mark it up like crazy. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is not really a Harley item. It's made by Masito. So it's not really a Harley item. It's just branded as a Harley item and with, what do you call it, rights to package it. But I would tell you pass on these. Ben says pick because they sell. We'll actually look up the numbers on them. And again, some models sell more than others. Your Harley Softails, because that's a huge model. Your touring ones, they're going to sell more than this one here. This one here, because it's the red-headed stepchild bike of Harley that Harley hated, that those who had this bike actually love it. They love this bike. But it was just a quick little bike. It wasn't good for running around. You didn't want to get out on an open highway on it, but running around town, getting to work, that kind of thing, great fuel mileage and just a quick little zip bike. But in particular, now I see Ben's has got one in his hand. That is not the same style as this. That is a whole different manufacturer. And that one, if you find those, you actually should pick those up if you get a good price on it.
I'm gonna work there for a second. I need to replace the batteries in it, and it's missing the kickstand. But I got this for $1. And if you look this guy up, it's probably if the sound's working and everything, with the kickstand. And there's something else wrong with it. I can't remember what it is. But it's worth like 30, 40 bucks. Some of these that look like this, that are this size, are worth hundreds of dollars. Just wasn't one of them. But I picked it up at the yard sale. Missing the kickstand. Got a couple other problems. Battery wasn't working. It started working. But in general, I don't think they sell for a lot of money. But there are 1,400 sold. Last
This
90
the
days.
Masito.
Yeah. I just put in Harley Davidson Diecast models.
Yeah, okay, 1,400 sold. And how many are listed?
1,200. So that's 105, 10%.
Wait a minute, there can be 1,200 listed and 1,400 sold.
There is. It's over 100% sell-through rate.
That's over 100% sell-through rate. So I
It
guess
is a
I'm
pick.
wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
It
a
would
pick,
definitely
baby.
would definitely be a pick. So I will freely admit that I was wrong here. Now I will tell you, be careful which ones you're picking. Go for the more ones that are okay. So I'm just going to show you on the back here, if you can see it. Okay, this one right here is going to go for more money than the one I got. This one, that's the one I got, not as much money. This one here is going to go for more money. And the reason is because these are more popular bikes. So there's more competition to actually buy them. Because the guys that actually collect these, generally speaking, they're not collecting every model. They're looking for the bikes they love or the bike they have. So that's
Yeah, so eBay's weird. So if I put in Diecast Mosquito Harley Davidson, it goes from 1,200 to 3,700. So there's 3,700 of that type of bike. But it's not
okay.
just bikes. I got to put bike in there because there's a bunch of cars and Harley, all kinds of Harley stuff.
Yeah, Mosquito definitely does a lot more than just bikes.
Yeah, is there Harley pickups? I don't know. I see Harley pickups in here,
Actually, Ford produced a Harley pickup. Yes.
yeah. So if I search on that specific one, there's 3,700 available and 744 sold.
744
Yep.
sold. 3,700 you said?
Yep.
3,400?
3,700.
So 744 divided by 37 is a 20% sell-through ratio. So
Yes,
I said anything
that
below
one, no.
30.
Yeah.
So pick or pass on Indigenous art.
Pick every time because
Pass.
I like
Pass
it.
every
I
time.
like it a lot.
Worst
I like it a
sell-through
lot.
rate I've ever seen.
I don't care. I'll hold on to it. It's the worst thing. My whole house is full of Indigenous art.
Pick or pass on die-cast 18th scale cars. I'm picking every time.
Yeah, not every
pick
time.
or pass. Pick or pass. Except minus the racing nostalgia.
Yeah.
Pick or pass on Michael Kors pocketbooks. And I'm going to pass completely on that, ladies and gentlemen. Not on handbags, but Michael Kors definitely.
I'm out.
Pick or pass on neck fans.
Pass, baby.
Pass. Pick or pass on Mosquito Harley Davidson models.
I'm gonna look them up. I sold one. To you.
To me.
I didn't sell. I sold two of them.
I'm not buying anymore. I'm not.
I got two of them. They both sold. But they sell. We had out here in the garage. I set up a little. I thought it's that way I had the stuff because Mike was like, "Hey, you didn't have any visuals." That's why you're lugging them into the room. So I just did them here. And then all this stuff I have on here will get posted this week. So that's the plan. Look for a lot of Indigenous art.
I'm eyeing that 43 up there. That was my guy back in the day.
I got three of them, so if you want one, I'll just send it to you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. See, it's nice to have friends.
Yeah.
I got some pocket watches I can send you.
I don't want you to jump. That one's cool. It is. Look, this is it's never been out of the box, and I have a bunch of them like that. It's
Don't
never been out of
open
the
it.
box. It's not taped. He's still in the paper.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
Certificate of a.
Which one is that? Is that his Superbird? I'm trying. I'm leaning closer. I'm leaning closer to the camera to see if I can see it.
No, it's the Torino. The Torino from Talladega.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if you look at the picture of Eddie on, he's a very young man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll ship this one to you. You'll enjoy it. I'll send it to you.
Cool.
New in the box, never been out. And a lot of his stuff was like that. The ones that they were all like that. They're all new in the box, but the ones that had a full box are much better than the ones that had the plastic. He must have displayed the plastic ones, or they were in his garage because they're full of dirt. I have to clean them up. But.
I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you know somebody who's doing the Pinewood Derby,
yeah.
If you're doing a Pinewood Derby car, the Mach 5, which if you don't know what that is, that's the speed racer right up there above it. If you build that car and weight it towards the back wheels, just a little off center of the back wheels, It will win almost every time. Believe it or not, the wind tunnel design of the Mach 5 is incredible. It really is an incredible car design for just absolutely
Yeah, this one's worth like
moving.
$8, but you can see it gets a little
Yeah,
damage here. And the plastic is
yeah,
hooked. I'm half tempted to buy super glue and glue it back. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But if you look in there, there's a little monkey guy.
yeah.
It's still on the original
But
package.
the Speed Racer, my son and I built a Speed Racer derby car because he was into Speed Racer. We did it, the Mach 5, and man, that thing went all the way, almost all the way to the top. It's a great design. It really is.
Find most of that stuff. I'm gonna keep this. I don't think I'm gonna sell this. It's just like a whole bunch of native people,
Looks like
and
a
then
totem.
yeah, with the wood on the back still. Pretty cool. Even has a like a article written about it. The problem is you try to
Oh, that's
look this
pretty
stuff
cool.
up. Yeah, you try to look that
You
stuff up,
can't
you
find
really
it.
can't.
It's
You just
hard to
don't know
judge what it's worth.
exactly. And I think there's a lot of cheapy, like touristy stuff. And I got a bunch of these masks, which seem to be worth a little bit. But I don't know.
I think this is a wrap.
We've been doing better with our views, so they're going up on YouTube. Still getting the same amount of views. Actually, we're increasing our views on our regular podcast because I've added Apple in, so it's really jumping us up there. So we're getting there. 30 more years of this, we'll actually get 1,000 views.
Again, we're not doing it for that. We're doing it because number one, we enjoy it. Number
It'd just be cool that 1,000 people actually watch what you and me have to say. Who cares? We're not special. We're both beautiful people, but beyond that.
two, I know some people that disagree. Been a great show, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed our second. I believe this is our second pick or pass.
I would say it's
Um,
our third because we had one week past asked with pirates, right? That's where we started.
oh, that's right. It is our third. It is our 44th episode of the show. Although I think we're going to break these out. I'm going to talk to Vince about breaking these out. But we hope you had a great time with us watching this and listening to it. And I hope it was informational for you and that you learned a lot.
I think the pick and pass went well. Thanks, guys, for coming and listening. Thanks a lot for all the supporters we have out there. Hey, we're going to keep putting content out, and hopefully people keep watching it. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Peace.